Danny, great stuff. And yeah, emotion all over the place for him and his players in trying to do that. As we check out his batting order for the Hogs, brought to you by Capital One. And Berkey, it includes the SEC Player of the Year and Golden Spikes finalist Vahiva Aloy.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Mr. Aloy, one of the best players in all of America. Led the Southeastern Conference in runs and total bases. He could do it on the other side of the field as well.
They all go up against Big Ben. Senior from New Mexico, Isaac Silva, first team Missouri Valley Conference.
Yeah, the Las Cruces, New Mexico. How about that, senior? Didn't pitch a whole lot last year at Troy. Only an inning and a third. Transferred to Murray State, and he has not disappointed. 9 wins on the season, 81 to 30 innings of work. Boy, he's a sinker ball pitcher. He's going to create a lot of ground balls, about 10% more than the average sinker ball pitcher. My concern for him early is this. He's going to be amped up. He's an emotional guy. That sinker does not play well up in the zone. Can he control his emotions and keep the ball in the bottom third of the strike zone where he'll have success?
A warm Monday afternoon, guys, at Charles Schwab Field, and the stage set for Arkansas and Murray State on day 4 this elimination game. Showed you the winner moves on to Wednesday night against whoever loses tonight between LSU and UCLA. Charles Davalon and the Hogs are ready to go. 48 wins this season, number 3 national seed, the highest seed that made it here. Only one of the top 5 who got to this point. And then on the other side, Dan Skirka in year 7. This program only in the NCAA tournament for the 4th time, first time since 2003. And he told us after clinching against Duke in the Super Regional, he had 1,300 text messages on his phone. He's responded to more than 1,000 of them.
That's pretty strong. That is pretty strong, especially texting on your phone and responding back. I was impressed when he said that. Most of them, he said.
Yeah, he didn't have the iMessages going on the MacBook, apparently.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I think it's
honestly.
faster.
It probably is. I just have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, here we go. Chuck Davalon, sophomore from Montreal. Transfer from Florida Gulf Coast, is in the box against Silva.
Yeah.
Strike 1 to start with a fastball up in the zone. Something, Ben, you just said you were watching.
Yeah, I mean, can you control your emotions, right? Can you control your emotions, slow your heartbeat down just a little bit and get that ball in the bottom third of the zone where he's going to really have success if he can keep it down there.
Silva was telling us the other day that it is predominantly more sinkers. He might mix in the occasional 4-seamer to a left-hand hitter to change it up, and then his best secondary, he was telling us, is that slider.
And look, he's going to need them all against this offense. This is a no-joke offense that the Hogs run out there.
2-1 on Davalon. And Berkey, you got a comp for Chuck Davalon.
Yeah, I'm big comp guy, as you know. Brian Giles is who pops out to me. Wore the same number, about the same size, world-class swing decisions and pitch recognition. Chuck Davalon has shown us all those traits here this season.
The view for Brian DeBrouwer behind the plate. He's got a great zone, by the way.
He does. One of the best balls and strike guys in the NCAA. And you will not see many misses here from him this afternoon.
Speaking of not many misses, not a lot of swing and miss for Charles Davalon this season. Saw his numbers at Florida Gulf Coast last year and for Arkansas this year. Well, cuts and misses there. 92 running away and a strikeout for Isaac Silva.
That's where that sinker's going to play the best. He'll get the most action, the most movement, Will Silva, if that ball is down in the zone. This ball just explodes down and away from Davalon here. Watch this ball move. There's a really good look at that 2-seam as he rips it down and away and gets a nice run and sink on it.
So he's got a punch out, and now he faces the aforementioned Vahiva Aloy. Junior shortstop from Hawaii, who is 14th on Kylie McDaniel's MLB draft rankings for us here at ESPN, and one of 3 Golden Spikes Award finalists, and the only one to get here to the Men's College World Series. Florida State shortstop Alex Lodies and Tennessee ace Liam Doyle the others. On the ground left side in the hole, tough play for Connor Cunningham. And Aloy's aboard with a 1-out infield single.
Looked like he slipped. Looked like maybe he was going to have a chance to make this play if he can keep his feet underneath him. Look, nice job. He goes to put his foot in the ground. That left foot just comes out from underneath him. You blow a tire, and at that point, there's no way you got enough arm strength to get it across the diamond. Tough break there, and that'll go as a hit.
So Eloy's on in front of Logan Maxwell.
Yeah, Arkansas not a team that steals a lot of bases. Only 49 of them on the year.
Eloy's on for Maxwell, the senior TCU transfer. Spent 3 years with the Horned Frogs and now his 1 season with the Hogs. Best year of his career with the bat, up to 13 home runs. Played here 2 years ago with TCU. They were pretty sure this guy would hit, but they didn't know he'd have this type of power.
Yeah, it's top to bottom, 1 through 9. Was it 7 out of the 9 starters, double digits in home runs on the season?
Look at that. He's hit 3 homers his last 5 games. He had 3 homers all last year at TCU. So like you said, the power has been a pleasant surprise. They knew they were getting a quality at bat. They didn't know they were getting this kind of impact. Away.
Yeah, now how many homers have been hit here in Omaha so far? What, about 5? It hasn't been many at all. And the wind's been blowing in. It's kind of pushing in again today from right center field. So my favor of the right-handed hitters, they can get the ball, pull it, and get it up in the wind to left field. And if you're really strong to the backside of the field with a left-handed bat, maybe you can slice one out of here.
We were talking with Dave Van Horn this morning. He said the good news is we don't have to face Cade Anderson today.
Yeah, Anderson was pretty good. And, you know, seeing him for the second time, in about 6-week period, he was equally as good as the first time.
Runner goes, and the pitch is popped up into left at Dan Talkin. Lahiva Eloy retreats, and there's 2 down. Yeah, Cade Anderson was a stud, the LSU ace on Saturday on that grand stage here, LSU and Arkansas. And Anderson dealt into the 8th inning, 7 innings in total, 3 hits, 1 run, and then it was Chase Shores and Kason Evans from there in a 4-1 Arkansas loss to the Fighting Tigers.
Well, Chase Shores has kind of come into his own the back third of the season.
If you like 101.
If 101 means
that's your kind of cup of tea.
And top shelf with it, yeah that's a pretty good combination. Yep. Coming out of a 6'8", 6'9" frame with a little bit of extension. Good luck.
Yeah, that plays.
Ryder Helfrich's the cleanup man. Sophomore catcher from California takes a strike with the sinker.
I don't know how many college games I've ever called where I felt like both teams featured arms, every one of them, that I think will play in the big leagues one day. I don't think that's happened too often, but it felt like that the other night between Arkansas and LSU.
It looked like a big league game from velocity and stuff. That's what it looked like.
7 pitchers in total. We mentioned the 3 for LSU. And then it was Root, Gackle, Gibbler, and Fouch for the Razorbacks.
Tough night to be a hitter. But LSU figured out a way to manufacture a few, and that was the difference.
The 0-1, yanked outside. A ball and a strike on Helfrich.
Fastball, slider, changeup for Silva. He's going to use that fastball right about 50% of the time. Then the next most used pitch is that slider, and probably his best pitch when you talk about swing and miss and opponent's batting average. And he'll throw you some occasional changeups.
Runner goes, and the pitch is fouled off of Helfrich, and it's 1-2.
Vahiva's tried a couple times, not afraid to take a base, 8 on the season. And I think Dave Van Horn has figured out that we might need to try to push the envelope a little bit and play a little baseball here. This is a team that did not steal many bases, but I don't think he's happy with Ryder Helfrich swinging at a breaking ball right there when his shortstop had such a good jump.
Yeah, just saw Dave Van Horn kind of yelling, "Let's go," toward the batter's box. Isaac Silva's 1-2. Runner goes, and it's cut on and missed. Isaac Silva bounces off the mound as he bookends a scoreless first with a couple of strikeouts. Cinderella bats for the first time today. Next. Arkansas and Murray State coming off losses, and so it's must win today. And the Razorbacks said that the junior Arkansas native Gage Wood, who missed a couple of months with a shoulder injury but is 21st on our MLB draft ranking.
Well, if you like stuff, you're in the right spot if you're watching this ball game. Let it rip, kid. Gage Wood Probably the best swing and miss fastball in all of college baseball. The average D1 fastball is swung and missed 18% of the time. Gage Wood's fastball is swung and missed 43% of the time, and he's going to be heavy with it too. 63% of the time he will throw that fastball. You'll see a curveball, an occasional cutter, and maybe a changeup, but it is fastball, curveball heavy.
He faces the Maury State batting order, brought to you by Capital One and Berkey. We love John Hogart at the top.
The first two hitters, you better come prepared, because Hogart, second in this event in home runs with 22 on the season, 6 in the postseason, and Dustin Mercer hitting over 500 here in the NCAA tournament. So you better have your A-plus stuff right out of the gate.
It's an offense for Murray State that was second in the Missouri Valley Conference in runs per game. And John Hogart, we just showed you, has 8 leadoff home runs this year, so be ready. Takes a strike at 96 to the redshirt senior from Madisonville, Kentucky. Told us the other day, last year he was playing summer ball in the New England Collegiate Baseball League. He was sitting on a couch at his host family's home in Holyoke, Massachusetts, watching this. And now he's here against the 3rd-ranked team in the country, Arkansas, and he has been a huge part of this journey.
Yeah, there's been times in this postseason where it's been hop on my back, boys, and let me finish this one off. He has been so clutch this entire postseason.
Better get your foot down and go, Berkey, against this velocity.
This is not a let it travel guy. This is, you better get the barrel out in front of home plate.
Hunt the fastball, go get it, and if he can get that breaking ball over, good luck.
Gage Wood's 1-2 in the air to right, into the corner, and Logan Maxwell drifts over to the line to put it away. Well, Ben, you said it, maybe the best swing and miss fastball in college baseball for Wood.
Yeah, a little low release point. They list him at 6 foot. I'm not sure he's quite 6 foot, but he backs it up with a really good breaking ball. And the reason why that breaking ball is so good, he throws a lot of top shelf fastballs like that one right there. That sets up that big overhand curve ball behind it.
You said it. 43% whiff rate on the fastball. Liam Doyle's at 40%. Kate Anderson's at 37%.
Yeah, those are the best 3 in the country. And he's an analytical darling, right? I mean, you talk about undersized pitcher, but it's a low release point, and it shoves that ball. It's almost like the ball is actually rising when it comes to home plate. It's not rising, but it gives that appearance to the hitter because it just stays on plane a little bit longer than most fastballs do. And so, Berkey, when you're attacking a fastball like that, is your thought to try to get to the top of the baseball?
For me, I'm trying to pull it, because the more I get the barrel out in front, the more the barrel will square up. So, again, the bat works low to high. So the deeper you catch it in the hitting zone, the more the barrel is going to be below the current plane of the pitch. And since the plane of the pitch holds its line, I got to try to catch it out in front and feel like I'm working from the left center field gap to the left field line.
Dustin Mercer takes, and it's 2-2.
Especially pre-2 strikes, right? Like if I swing and miss, or I don't recognize a breaking ball, so what? It's just, you can't cover it all when a guy's got a special heater.
Mercer, the redshirt senior from North Carolina, honorable mention Missouri Valley Conference pick. He strikes out on the breaking ball. First K for Gage Wood, and there's 2 down.
He's got that one too, Ben.
Yeah, he spun that one just about 2,600 RPMs. Kind of give you an idea, the average big league curveball spins about 2,500 RPMs. What does that mean? It is tighter. Hitters hit off a spin. And when that spin is so tight, it's hard to differentiate between the fastball and the curveball. One spinning forward, one spinning backwards. You hope you can maybe, as a hitter, maybe see it bounce out of the hand a little bit to tip it off, but it's a hard breaking ball, so I don't know that you can see it bounce.
Well, you talk to the Arkansas coaches, that's when he gets hit. When the breaking ball has a hump in it, that's when hitters can be able to make good swing decisions. But when that thing comes out flat, good luck.
0-1 to Carson Garner in the 3 spot. Garner, third baseman from Franklin, Tennessee, senior who was second team all-conference and is second on the team at OPS right around 1,000. 4-year starter, best season of his career.
Murray State have been fast starters in the NCAA tournament. They've scored 13 runs in their 8 games in the first inning. They have scored a lot of runs in the NCAA tournament. They come in averaging 10 runs per game.
Gas from Gage. 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 bottom of the first, and that looked pretty good. Gage Wood sets the tone. Zeros on both sides through 1. The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Saturday was the first College World Series game in school history for Murray State against UCLA. First hit belonged to John Hogard, who scored the first run. A couple of innings later, saw Nick Shetty with the first strikeout for the Racers. 44 wins, 17-8 in the Missouri Valley Conference. Preseason, they were picked 5th in the Missouri Valley Conference, and they end up as one of the last 7 teams playing college baseball.
Hard to predict a team that has 28 newcomers. Hard to figure out how that one will go.
New coaches, too, and that's why there was a feeling out process early in the year, especially in the fall.
Cam Kojal bounces one at Dom Decker, and an out for Isaac Silva.
Yeah, guys, in the dugout, I noticed that Silva was switching his cleats. At first, he had one white and one black on, and if you go back, you'll see in the first inning, he was wearing white cleats. He switched to black. Yeah, so there's the white ones. He switched with Preston Shutowin, and apparently, there it is. That's what he does after every first inning in his games. Look at me. I'm confused.
Wait. Say what? Wait,
yeah.
So what we got? We got an opener. We got an opener set of cleats, and then we got the rest of the game.
That's right.
Okay.
These are the rest of the game, guys.
Oh, okay. All
Even
right.
when you throw up a 0, you're
That's
changing
it?
cleats after a 0.
I was told.
I have never heard of an opener set of spikes.
That's interesting.
Perry.
Here's the BYU transfer, Kahio Aloy, younger brother of Vahiva. Silva's an interesting guy. He's got the purple glove. It's close to his heart. He's got the glasses. He told us they are prescription. He does need them. And at times he wears his pants up so high that they're kind of above the knee.
And does he have stirrups on? Does he have old school stirrups on?
Sure does, and he's rolling. He's got his 3rd strikeout already.
Love it, huh? That's a good breaking ball. We talked about him, man. The sinker's going to play well for him, but he's going to need all of his pitches to keep Arkansas honest right here. And this is a really good breaking ball. Starts it down low and watch this movement. See the dot on the front of it? There's a dot on the front of it, a dot on the back of it. He just kind of sweeps it to the outside part of the plate. 2nd strikeout of the day for Silva.
So 2 down, it brings up Brent Iredale, the Aussie 3rd baseman, who goes first pitch swinging in the air to right. Dustin Mercer backs up. And how about a 6-pitch top of the 2nd? Wear whatever you want. I don't care. All right, let's compare these 2 programs. Arkansas and Murray State, about 330 miles apart. 10,000 and change at Baum Walker. The change is how many they seat at Murray State. 10 times the size of one indoor facility to another, and you can break it down by history in the postseason as well.
A little different. This is
just a little different.
That's why we say David and Goliath. This is a program that literally has everything the sport has to offer from a support and a facility and a talent standpoint versus a program that is, let's just say, working to get by on a yearly basis from a recruiting standpoint and trying to give their players everything they can to succeed. So cool that they're here playing on the biggest stage.
Dom Decker's in the cleanup spot against Gage Wood, and it's quickly 0-2 with a sword. And by the way, speaking of where Murray State plays, just to clear things up, Dan Skirka does not cut the grass where they play.
He said he wouldn't mind doing it, just to kind of push away, put his headphones on, and maybe go cut the grass for an hour, but it's not been the case. And what has been the case so far is high-velocity fastballs from Gage Wood. We're getting exactly what we thought we would get, his 3rd strikeout of the day, and that's a 97 little paint piece on the outside part. I love what Dan Skirka told us the very first day. He said, we don't focus on what we don't have at Murray State. We focus on what we do have, and that's how we've gotten to where we are.
Into this elimination game. Winner plays tomorrow night against whoever loses tonight between LSU and UCLA. 5-spot, first baseman, 2nd team all-conference California native Luke Mastoni, transfer from Cal State Fullerton. First year with the Racers, and he bounces one at Cam Kojal, the Omaha native. 2 down for Wood, and it's 5 up, 5 down.
Some very uncomfortable swings to this point, and you see late, you see Dom Decker there kind of guessing on an 0-2 count, and can't pull the trigger, and so far, Gage Wood has really looked like he's got his A stuff.
Yeah. Wood's last time out was against Tennessee in the Super Regional. He went 3 1/3, gave up 1 run. Walked 2, did not strike out a batter, though, in his 48 pitches.
Did not have his best stuff last week. The swing and miss that he's known for wasn't quite as noticeable, so they got him out of there earlier than normal.
He's now facing Will Vierling, catcher in the 6th spot.
Yeah, this is only Wood's, 10th start of the season. Remember, he made the first 2 starts this season, then he went on the shelf, had a little right shoulder impingement, missed 7 or 8 weeks, but came back and obviously looks very healthy.
Gage said he knew something wasn't right. There was a lot of inflammation in there, so just needed some time off. 98.
I'll say he's got the A stuff today.
Yeah.
That fastball is getting to home plate. You can tell Murray State a little in between because he's landed enough breaking balls to put that in the back of their mind.
Gage Woods 1-2. Vierling able to lay off. Matt Hobbs, the pitching coach for Arkansas, we were chatting with him this morning. He said freak show fastball is how he would describe it for Gage Wood.
We've got a few here. Patrick Forbes from Louisville. Roger Williams called that one a unicorn fastball. I love the different descriptions. Freak show, unicorn, analytics darling. It all works.
And where it's going to work the best is top shelf. If he can get that ball in the upper third of the strike zone, that's where it's going to play the best.
2-2. Up the ladder and cracked in the air to right, but not deep enough. Logan Maxwell's there, and the inning's over. No score through 2, and when we come back to Charles Schwab Field, Dan Skirka chats with Danny Wexelman. You already saw her hanging out in the dugout. Back in Omaha at the Men's College World Series elimination game, Arkansas and Murray State. And Racers head coach Dan Skirka is with Danny Wexelman.
Mike, thank you. What have you liked about Silva's start so far?
Well, he's filling it up. You know, actually in the first inning, he had to change his cleats after the first. He couldn't get grip. His cleats were a little worn out, so it's even more impressive that he was able to fill it up and get out of that first with his 0 without being able to grip the mound.
Yeah, we noticed that he made that change. Is that something that he always does?
No, he actually usually wears his white cleats, but after wearing them all year, the spikes have worn down, so he had to go get his new pair that's got a little bit more grip on it.
Offensively, what have you noticed about your team's swings?
Well, some of them said they saw it pretty well. Some of them said they didn't see it pretty well. You know, their guys filling it up right now with electric stuff. So we're going to have to just keep competing and try to get to the next guy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike.
Danny, thank you. Yeah, some seeing it well, some seeing it not. And on the topic of cleats, I mean, it just adds to the storyline. Like Murray State is scratching and clawing, and their cleats are wearing down on them.
Hey, the little engine that could. They just keep on coming. No matter what. I mean, they have overcome so much this year. But that's a new one on me. Now, I've seen guys change cleats when something blows out, right? You blow out a toe or something, and something comes off of it, you got to change.
Of course, Gabe Gackle was changing shoelaces.
Right. You just got to hope you got somebody in the dugout that wears close to your size.
By the way, we got an update on the Gabe Gackle shoelace situation, and it's honestly a serious one that's pretty interesting. He's Robinette, the batter, and he pulls this on a line toward right center field. Dustin Mercer's on the move, but this will get down into the gap. Hogard cuts it off. Robinette's got another extra base hit. A leadoff double in this third for the Hogs.
They've been waiting for the big first baseman to get going, and the bat is starting to come alive. He's been stacking quality ABs, but the impact hasn't quite been there lately. A home run last game off Cade Anderson, and now a rocket into right center field gap, 106 off the bat. And the big left-hander with a leadoff double. The Hogs got a chance at their first run-scoring opportunity.
The third-year Razorback who had that home run now has a double. A guy who before this year had only started 5 games in his career. So leadoff man on against Isaac Silva, who now faces the 9-man, the center fielder, Justin Thomas Jr., who squares and bunts it foul. Thomas from Savannah, Georgia. First year playing for the Razorbacks after he started his career in the SEC with Georgia. Went to junior college last year in Florida.
Murray State in on the corners. They're expecting it.
And a whiff on the bunt bid on the breaking ball, and it's 0-2.
Well, just to give you an idea how different things are here at Charles Schwab Field, Arkansas only 17 sack bunts all year long, third least in the field, and 214th in all of Division I baseball. So this is not something they do very often. Thomas didn't look all that comfortable. He does have 3 on the year.
A pivot back towards second.
This is kind of the nuance of playing here, right? If they were at Baum Walker, he would not be bunting right here, but they're not. Offense is a little harder to come by. Strategy changes a little bit.
We always talk about, do you change your game when you come to Omaha? For me, I can't change my game. I can't start to ask guys to do certain things that they haven't done it over the course of 63 games a whole lot. You know what I mean?
On the ground, off of Silva, and Thomas reaches. A comebacker puts 2 aboard for Arkansas here in the third.
Well, you don't get the bunt down. Let's see if he was going. Was Robinette going on the swing? But I tell you, Ben, if he catches it clean, he might be able to make a play at third base. Robinette takes a chance here on a ball that, you tell me, Ben, should you catch this ball?
Probably.
You should, right?
Probably. I mean, you're in a tough spot because you're turned sideways right there. But you're right. If he comes up with that ball, he gets Robinette trying to make his way over to third base. But instead, first and third, and nobody out here in the top of the third.
Silva was the all-defensive team pick as far as pitchers go in their conference. Now Chuck Davalon lines one into left, and it drops down, and Arkansas takes the lead. Robinette scores. Thomas is safe at third, and the Hogs jump on top.
Nice base hit right there. Little backside of the field by Charles Davalon. He can spray it. That's how you hit 353, and he just kind of sprays it. And boy, I tell you what, Justin Thomas on first base just ran right in the face of Dan Talkin out in left field right here. Slicing it out there. Watch the left fielder Talkin right there. But there comes Justin Thomas. He never even hesitated and makes it to third base.
And a hog call in the third.
This is where it's going to get interesting now. Second time through. See Davalon ready to swing at a first pitch sinker. Does exactly what you would want him to do, which is use the backside gap. And Arkansas settling in here now, looks like offensively in the third.
Second look for the Golden Spikes Award finalist, Vahiva Aloy, who had an infield single his first time into the 6 hole at the shortstop Connor Cunningham. Aloy, the SEC Player of the Year, joining Andrew Benintendi as the only other Arkansas players to do it. Lifted foul.
Boy, Silva better start getting that ball down, because that's what he needs right now is a ground ball double play.
Trade 2 for 1 here, Ben?
Absolutely. Early in the ball game, I'm trading 2 for 1 if I can create it. But if you go back and look, Robinette started this with a double. That ball was elevated. The fastball was supposed to be down the way. It was kind of up and in. And the other hit was an elevated fastball, too. He needs to be down to have success.
Big time year for Vahiva Aloy. Second year at Arkansas after he had transferred in from Sacramento State. Runner goes from first. The pitch, a ball. Vierling's throw through is not in time to get Chuck Davalon. And now it's second and third, and you don't have the double play possibility.
No, but you're seeing Arkansas play offense. We saw Aloy try to steal 2 bases. We saw Justin Thomas try to lay down a bunt. We saw Justin Thomas go first to third. Like, this is an Arkansas team that is not just sitting back and waiting for the 3-run homer. They are really running the bases and playing some of the inside game.
Is it matchup and what you see on a scouting report, you think, against Murray State, or is it urgency of an elimination game?
Yes, it's all of the above. I think they like the opportunity to steal bases. Silva not the quickest to the plate. and probably not thinking they're going to run, but I think it's clearly the ballpark too. They know they can't just sit back and wait for the extra base hit.
2-1. Eloy chases up the ladder.
Needs a strikeout here, does Silva. And he's picked up a couple of them on really good sliders down and away.
The first team all-conference number 2. Line drive right at Cunningham. Absolutely smoldered, but it's out number 1.
That ball was covered, what, 110 off the bat? And that was kind of a nothing slider right there. Tried to get it down the way, but that ball just hung up right in the heart of the plate. You talk about putting a barrel on one. That's about as hard as you can hit one. Really good base runner by both the base runners, not to get off the bag enough to get doubled off.
110, like you said, from a guy who had more 100-plus exit velo batted balls this year in the SEC than anyone else in Vahiva Eloy. Still second and third. Now 1 out in this third for the 3-hitter Logan Maxwell. Goes first pitch swinging, bloop toward shallow right. Mercer charges on to make the catch. 2 down.
Man, this would be huge for Murray State right here to get out of this inning and only give up 1. Bigger than huge.
Isaac Silva trying to walk the tightrope. You said it, a guy who threw an inning and a third last year at Troy. He was a late bloomer, put on some size as his high school days went. He was telling us the other day, he was 6'2", 140 pounds as a junior in high school. So he didn't have a whole lot going on with his recruitment. Started working out, got a lot bigger during COVID, put on 10 to 20 pounds. Saw a spike in velo, and junior college came calling. And that's where his journey began. Led him to Troy, and now pitching for Murray State in Omaha.
Interesting meeting here, Ben. So you got first base open, but you got one of the best RBI guys in the country in Cam Kojal on deck, right? And a right-handed hitter in Helfrich that really did not look comfortable at all against the slider. What do you think that conversation consisted of from an approach standpoint?
That's a great question. I think you'll just give him a little bit. It's been a tough inning. It's been a high leverage inning. He's been in trouble. So maybe just to catch his breath, one thing, and then kind of go out and, okay, this is the scout report. This is how we're going to work this next hitter. Remember, we got a bag open. I want you to make your pitches right here.
But we also got a guy on deck we really would rather not face, right? So we got him on the slider last time. We got to trust that thing here, I would imagine.
There's Kojal, the Omaha native with all those RBIs. And Silva, who's been a lot better against righties than lefties. And Helfrich has been split-proof. So he's done the same against righties as he's done against lefties this year. Catcher in the cleanup spot, who, after that at bat in the first, ended up punching out on the slider. Yanked outside.
It's a tough one, right, Ben? Because you know you can get him on the chase slider. By the same token, if you nibble too much, you end up with the bases loaded and Kojal up to bat. I don't think you want that matchup.
Just be down with it.
The 1-0. Helfrich got a hanger.
Be curious to see how many fastballs he gets in this at bat. Couple sliders to start.
Yeah, what he's going to have to do to keep him honest, though, every now and then he's got to shove that fastball to the inside. Even if it's a ball, he's got to put that thought in Arkansas's head that he will come inside with the fastball. I mean, that right there is the bread and butter. But at some point, a veteran team like Arkansas, they're going to start leaning out, looking over the plate a little bit. So now every now and then you got to come inside just to show.
Can you get away with just throwing another without showing?
It looks like it. I mean, Helfrich doesn't look like he sees it.
If my command is really good, I'm going fastball in, just off the plate to set it up, and then going slider away.
Silva's 1-2. Another one, and it's popped up, and that one hung as well.
He's thrown 2 cement mixers and 2 pretty good sweepers. Like you're walking a tightrope right now. You'd think I'm with you, Ben. You'd think there's some room in if you want to go there. This is all about how much you trust your ability to really get it in there.
But the defense is swung over in the pull position. So if he can get that sinker just down and in on the edge, he'll have some success, I believe. He tried right there. I don't mind that at all. Make him think you might.
Yeah, at least you change his eyes. At least you speed him up a little bit. This has got to be back to the breaking ball here, I would think.
Unless you're just uber confident of throwing another heater in and then going to the breaking ball 3-2. But I would think breaking ball's coming down on the way here. Oh.
Swing and a miss. Isaac Silva gets out of the third. And Keegan Skirka, who's turned into a mascot for Murray State, Dan's son, loves it. And only one for Arkansas.
Isaac Silva, huh? Do it, kid. Spin that breaking ball to the outside part of the plate. He spun it all right. He was in some big-time trouble. Only gives up one to keep Murray State in this thing.
Omaha, Nebraska, the home of college baseball, and an elimination game. Arkansas leads Murray State 1-0 with Arkansas in action after playing LSU on Saturday. Arkansas rolled out Zach Root for an inning and 2/3, and then Gabe Gackel went 6 innings, 1 run, 10 strikeouts on 90 pitches. That was Root who started, 38 pitches and out, and then it was Gackel who was going through all kinds of shoelaces. We mentioned that. And they've got a Kevlar shoelace on the way for him that's going to arrive today.
Kevlar?
Yeah. This guy was huge. Dave Van Horn said he hated to pull Root early, but he felt it was the right decision, and he said after the game he stands by it.
No. Yeah, I don't think you have to defend that one too much.
Well, the way it turned out, yeah. Well, but Zach Root was none too happy about coming to that ball game early. Dude's going to be a first rounder. He's like, come on now. But I get it. When you have that many arms and that kind of stuff in that bullpen.
A sword and a nasty fastball from Gage Wood strikes out Dan Tonkin, and the fastball is electric.
Yeah, and he did it with 3 different pitches. Change up he put in there, a breaking ball, and then he comes back with an elevated fastball. And I'm telling you, if you're standing in the box right now, good luck with that. 4-seam fastball just rips it just above the top of the zone. Pretty good sequencing there. You see 3 different pitches.
So 1 away into the 8th spot for the DH today, Charlie Jury from Winfield, Illinois. Junior college transfer who gets the nod in this one. He is a very aggressive hitter.
Yeah, the odds were he was going to pull the trigger on the first pitch. That was the scouting report. Not exactly his most committed swing, but he let it rip.
Yeah.
It's not just his A+ stuff today, but he is filling the zone up.
Strike 1. Throw strike 1, throw 2 of the first 3 pitches for a strike. If you can do that, you're going to have a lot of success at any level you pitch at.
Through 2 innings for Gage Wood. It was 15 fastballs, to your point, Ben, 14 of them for strikes and 4 whiffs on 10 swings. The first 2 innings on the heater. So right around what he does, 40% whiff rate on his 4-seam fastball. Another 0-2 to Charlie Jury. Dropped in for strike 3, and it's 5 Ks for Gage Wood, who's been gnarly.
Well, Gage Wood is doing exactly what the scout report was said he was going to do. Throw about 63% fastballs, and he has done it. That 4-seam fastball, he is getting after it. It's a low release point, almost like he's shoving it. This ball is staying on plane, and it is traveling at a high velocity to boot. And here's what you don't think about when you think about Gage Wood. He's got above average extension too, meaning he lets the ball go closer to home plate than most pitchers do. So you see 96 to 98, but it's actually playing better than that because of his extension towards home plate. The average big league pitcher lets it go about 6 feet 5 inches from the rubber going towards home plate. He's about 6 feet 7 inches going towards home plate.
The fastball has been real good for Gage Wood. And that's what Murray State and Connor Cunningham are staring down. Then you can go to a breaking ball as well for a strike.
Yeah. And he's landed a couple changeups to boot. How about that? 7 first pitch strikes out of 9 batters faced. No.
Again, projected 1st-round pick from Batesville, Arkansas. 10th start of the year for Gage Wood, 21st on our MLB draft rankings. The physical right-handers 1-2. Up and away to Cunningham.
For you youngsters sitting at home, how important it is to throw strike one. We look at the big league averages. That's what I like to go off of. Behind in the count, big league hitters hit 191. Ahead in the count, they hit 332. And in any two-strike count, the best hitters in the world are hitting 170 right now. Any two-strike count. So you get ahead. And Berkey, we've always talked about this. Pitching is not defense. Pitching is offense for me. It's putting the hitter on a defense right away. Throwing strike one and putting him in a hole right away.
3-2 pitch to Cunningham. And a strikeout again for Wood. 97. He strikes out the side in order and punches out 6. His first time through. This could be fun for Gage Wood. 3 days in the books, and we'll give you 3 headlines from the Men's College World Series. Cade Anderson, going to be a top 10 pick, was great on Saturday against Arkansas. Yesterday, elimination game in Louisville, put up 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th to eliminate Arizona. And then Coastal Carolina got a gem from its ace, Jacob Morrison, who retired 16 straight at one point, and the Chanticleers, yes, Kevin Schnall reminding everyone how to pronounce it, have won 25 games in a row and 55 total. This an elimination game as well. Arkansas and Murray State in the 4th inning. And 5, 6, and 7 for the Hog starts with the Omaha native Cam Kojal. Drives this one in the air to left. Dan Talkin backs up. Not much adventure, and there's one down. Gage Wood's been ultra impressive so far.
Yeah, he has. And he's got him. It's not just about the fastball. We've been focused on the fastball, but what's making the fastball even better today for me is he's landing that breaking ball, and he's throwing a few changeups in there too. And so as a hitter now, you heard a lot about the fastball, but all of a sudden he starts dumping in those off-speed pitches, and it makes it uber tough.
Isaac Silva on the other side got out of some trouble in the 3rd with just 1 run. Now Kahio Aloy gets the slider from Silva. It's the pitch that Aloy struck out on back in the 2nd. Arkansas thought Kahio Aloy might be a platoon guy this season, and then very quickly early on in the year in Arlington he showed that was not the case against TCU.
Well, first half of the season, he was as dangerous and as impactful as anybody in the country. I mean, for a very long time, he was leading the Southeastern Conference in RBIs, and just for whatever reason down the stretch, it's been a slower finish for him. Hasn't had an extra base hit here in the postseason, but the impact. I mean, look, how about the brothers? One leading the league in runs, one leading the league in RBIs. Is that any good?
That will play.
Yeah.
Isaac Silva's 1-2.
No, that's down.
Ooh, just down.
And Brian DeBrouwer, he doesn't miss a pitch. It is wild, and how convicted he is. How early he makes a call. To me, as a hitter, and Ben, I'm sure you felt the same way as a pitcher, a guy that just is that sure of the call.
Pulled on a line to left. Talking for round number 2.
It's so consistent as well.
Hey, the Men's College World Series here in Omaha continues all week with the final series starting on Saturday, best of 3. For more info, go to NCAA.com, the official home for all 90 NCAA championships. Yeah, it kind of makes you feel like he really knows what he's calling back there.
He's almost making the swing decision with the hitter. Like, I mean, he's calling it, no, that's down. Like, that's what the hitter's literally thinking the same thing as he's saying it. He really knows his zone and is as consistent as anybody in the college game.
There's his view for 93 up in the zone to Brent Iredale, who flew out to right field his first time in the 2nd. Iredale from Sydney, Australia. Top 150 MLB draft prospect. Backup breaking ball.
And really, to me, if Arkansas is going to do what they need to do, which is win the next 4 days in a row, the Caboose Gang's got to get going. Iredale, Robinette, and Thomas Jr. kind of called themselves the Caboose Gang all year long, but Iredale and Thomas Jr. have been struggling of late. And, you know, Iredale in the postseason, 190 with 1 home run. Justin Thomas hitting under 100 with 1 home run. They need to get those guys going. Robinette's been good. But they need some length down here at the bottom of this batting order.
The 1-2.
No.
There it is again.
Good take right there.
No.
He doesn't miss, bro. He doesn't miss.
There's the end of the caboose and Justin Thomas. Isaac Silva's 2-2 to Brent Iredale. Popped up. Shallow center. John Hogarth's there and the inning's over. 3 fly ball outs for Isaac Silva and back to work for Gage Wood. He was perfect his first time through with 6 Ks, a mere 38 pitches. Talk with Dave Van Horn when we come back to Omaha.
Mike, thank you. Hey, what do you like about Gage Wood's fastball?
It's got a little carry on it. You know, it's hard to get on top of it. And if he can locate that thing, you know, mid-thigh to belly button, it's pretty tough to hit. And that's what's going on right now.
How does it generate so much swing and miss?
Just because it just has a little carry on it, just the way it comes out of his hand, his motion, and then it's that breaking ball. You know, it gets him off of it, and it makes it look a little harder than it is.
What have you noticed about your team's offense the second time through the order?
Well, obviously it was a little better there. Robinette got us going with the double. Then we got fortunate that the pitcher didn't field the ball, and then Davelin with a base hit, stolen base, and then unfortunately Behava lined out. You know, give them credit for, you know, putting the shortstop way over there. He hadn't hit a lot of balls over there, to be honest with you, that are in the air. Usually they're on the ground. You know, so they got out of an inning where we should have scored at least one more.
Coach, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mike.
Danny, thank you. John Hogarth leads off, and a little bit of understatement there at the outset from Dave Van Horn.
A little bit of carry. It's kind of tough to hit. Yeah, you can say that, Coach. It's the best swing and miss fastball.
You say that until you stand in the box and face it, right? It's a little bit different.
And then he must have had an earpiece in as well to hear Ben's commentary, because he said what you said, that the curveball has helped the fastball as well.
Absolutely. If I'm only landing one pitch today and it's the fastball, it's easy for hitters to cheat a little bit. But when you start dumping in the curveball, and it's a knuckle curveball and a changeup too, it just changes the game.
2-1 to John Hogarth, who is the leader for Murray State in so many ways. 23-year-old fifth-year senior who was telling us the other day, out of high school, his options were pretty dry. And Dan Skirka actually offered him a walk-on spot out of high school to play at Murray State. Instead, he went to junior college, then Louisiana Tech, dealt with injury there, and now Murray State. Gas again, 97 at the top of the zone, and 7 strikeouts among 10 batters faced for Gage Wood.
Yeah, and 4 in a row. 4 in a row now. And it's just back-to-back elevated, high-octane fastballs right above the top of the zone. I mean, you can't throw it in a better spot. In a day like today when the wind is blowing in like it is, that's where you want to throw every fastball. Up in the zone at 97 and just see if they can get to it.
Now the 2-hitter Dustin Mercer, who has got a real neat story. He has already come out and said that whenever this ride is over, he is done with playing baseball. He's already accepted a job as a wealth management analyst in St. Louis. And he actually thought he was done last year. Had an internship and then decided he wanted to come back.
Wonder if he's passing out business cards this week. He needs. You're going to be a wealth management analyst. Maybe he might want to befriend Gage Wood.
He went and sat in that cubicle a little bit and he goes, nah, I don't think I want to be in this 5x5 box. I think I'd rather be out on the baseball field.
He needs to hit a double right here and go meet Behava.
Said he doesn't want to go to law school though, so he doesn't want to be an agent. But we could manage some money, right?
Yeah.
2-1. Mercer's headed to Archford Capital Strategies. Probably going to work in beautiful Clayton, Missouri.
Ben, you got any financial strategies you'd like to share with us?
No.
Okay. What are they doing to buy you?
Swing and a miss. Armed with a fastball like that, Gage Wood can do whatever he wants. He's fanned 8 and now 5 in a row.
Yeah, and he's throwing it in a perfect spot too. If you'll watch him pitch with the fastball, he gets ahead with the fastball in the zone, but as he gets ahead, the ball starts to rise, and it rises up in the zone. And boy, does it not look like from a low release point that ball is actually moving upward? It's not, but it just carries, it just hangs onto that plane. And that's where you're going to see a lot of the swings, just underneath the baseball.
Carson Garner takes that breaking ball for a land strike. The third baseman in the 3 spot who struck out on a heater his first time. '50th pitch from Gage Wood. Quickly makes it 0 in 2.
Yeah, and it's the efficiency that's really been so impressive. It's one thing to punch out a bunch of dudes, but this hasn't been a scatter fest and a bunch of 3-2 strikeouts. This has just been filling up the zone and tons of takes and uncomfortable swings.
Well, if you'll watch the catcher, Helfrich, he's not really rocking. Even when Wood gets ahead in the count, he's not rocking inside or outside. He's pretty much setting up in the heart of the plate. And that just tells you what kind of stuff Wood has.
It's been just 1 3-ball count, that full count last inning to the 9-man Connor Cunningham. Gage Wood's been electric. His 1-2 to Garner.
We got 2 pitchers doing it different ways, right? I mean, if you look at Gage Wood, it's more of a vertical approach. It's up and down is what he does. And of course, Silva is more of an east to west kind of guy, sinker, slider kind of guy, wants to stay down.
Gage Wood's 2-2 pitch. On the edge for strike 3 called. 6 straight strikeouts and 9 in total for Gage Wood, who's been nasty.
It is a smoke show right now by Gage Wood. 9 strikeouts total, and how about 6 in a row? And I'm telling you about, he is rearing back, and he is ripping the old number 1 right now. Arkansas up 1-0 on Murray State.
Your kind of box score.
Yes, 10, 5, 5, 5, whatever. They didn't track loose balls. No. They should. Times dove on the floor.
Ben, we were talking yesterday about Berkey picking up KP full court in one-on-one basketball.
He's not getting to midcourt, bro. It ain't happening. Like, no chance.
What'd KP say about that?
He'd have to pick it up and start stiff-arming me. That'd be his only chance.
Just body you up?
That's it.
Just bulldoze his way in, huh?
We got some nervous feet on Dan Skirka in this elimination game, understandably. Good heater there from Isaac Silva against Big Country Reese Robinette, who doubled and scored to lead off the 3rd.
Big Country's starting to swing it now.
Yeah,
he's starting to maybe fulfill some of that promise that they've really felt like he's had since he stepped foot on campus.
He got him an elevated fastball last time up, hit it for a double.
This is just foul down the line and smoked off the bat.
That's a couple of balls kind of up and in.
Well, that's the ball he hit off Anderson. Anderson came 5 out of 6 pitches. He threw him fastballs, and finally Robinette was just like, I'm getting there. And the ability to keep the arms close to the body, he bailed just a little bit maybe, which caused the barrel to hook just a touch.
And
he didn't miss that by much.
Now, Silva's trying to get the ball down and away right there, and that's 2 mistakes he has made to Robinette. He better get it down and away. You see where the catcher set up trying to get it down there. That's better. A little backdoor breaking ball.
The veteran right-hander in this 5th inning at 57 pitches. Silva's 2-2 on the way. It's a good spot.
That's a really good spot. The hitter will tell you what he's trying to do. And anytime you throw, like he did a couple of pitches ago, you throw a 2-strike fastball, 1 and 2, and you get it kind of up and in, and he's that far out in front of it, that tells me he's not respecting a whole lot of stuff on the outside or anything off speed. So the last 2 pitches have been backdoor breaking balls.
2-2. No. That's down and away.
There was the changeup. Interesting that he'd been going to the backdoor breaking ball instead of the changeup. Tried that one there and missed.
8th pitch of the plate appearance.
That's nice right there, huh?
Strikes out Robinette.
That looked like a changeup too. I mean, it's 87 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you saw the circle on the grip. He just kind of cut it.
Yeah, that's not exactly. And what he's doing is he's kind of pulling that front shoulder a little bit. And when you gradual pull that front shoulder, you'll kind of pull it to the glove side. But it worked.
Better be lucky than good sometimes.
But it also tells you something else too. Next time you remember that. Okay, fastball in might be the ticket for him, right? If changeup's going to get him right there, I think I can beat him with a fastball in maybe in that count next time too.
Justin Thomas Jr. now against Silva. And man, we've talked a lot about Gage Wood, but how impressive has Silva been doing this?
Well, I mean, the jam he worked out of in the 3rd inning was big time for me.
This one gets past Carson Garner into left field. Big turn for Thomas, but he stays at first, and a one-out base runner for the Hogs.
What do you think there, Ben? You're pitching. We going hit or air there? That thing has some top spin to it.
Had a lot of top spin. I mean, I want them all caught if I'm on the spot, right?
That's right. You put the E5 down quickly, ain't you? See how quickly I put single?
Yeah, 2 for 2 day for Justin Thomas out of that 9-hole.
And it is officially confirmed, top left of your screen, a single for Justin Thomas. And now Chuck Davalon takes inside ball 1. He struck out his first time and then had the run-scoring single in the third the opposite way.
This is a hit-and-run special. This is a sinker baller, strike thrower on the mound, elite bat to ball. You got a runner on first base. This has got hit and run written all over it right here.
Runner goes. Davalon takes away. Bierling's throw is not close. Thomas takes second and moves into scoring position.
I think Murray State was thinking the same thing, Ben. That was borderline pitch out right there. That's a fastball, a perfect pitch to throw on for Bierling, and he just gets it to the wrong side of the base, or excuse me, the right side of the base, but bounces it and a little tardy. And the Arkansas playbook is pretty obvious here. They're definitely trying to swipe some bags here in this one.
Yeah, they're seeing something on the scout report here because, again, it's a team that came in with just 49 stolen bases. They have 2 so far today. And Silva, not the fastest guy getting the ball out of his glove and get it to home plate.
This is his third time through the order. Numbers very similar to his second time through, but of course, this is a very different opponent for Isaac Silva. He was telling us the other day he had a real tough time last year, hardly pitching at all at Troy. But he told us, in all honesty, it taught him a lot about himself, not traveling. Said it was the worst thing he could do to sit back and think his career was over. Put his head down and work in the summer. He walks Davalon here, though, and there's 2 on for Arkansas with just 1 out.
Mike, to your point, he went to the Appalachian League and said he lost a feel for his slider. He had to go back and figure it out, learn how to throw it again. He said, I give a ton of credit to Coach Adkins on that. He does such great prep. He's on top of his game. Everything is individualized for us, and the best thing he does is maximizing the best way to get people out.
And Danny, no one was really interested in him out of the portal last year. Told us he had D2 and NAIA interest, but a connection between coaching staffs at Troy and Murray State led to a recommendation to Murray State. He ends up becoming a first-team all-conference starter for the Racers on an improbable Omaha team.
Well, Danny said that Isaac Silva trusts Steve Atkins' ability to help him get hitters out. Like, you need some trust right now because you got the SEC Player of the Year in a part where the game feels like it's kind of hanging in the balance for him here with how Wood looks on the other side.
The good news for Silva is that he is a ground ball guy. And so you always have a chance of getting me out of the inning by rolling a ground ball double play. And the Racers have had a really good defense. That's one of the biggest improvements from them year to year. They have a top 15 defense in the country. So I think that's what it's about. Let's get back to what we do best. And we do best is we throw strike 1, we throw it down in the zone, and I need you to try to create a ground ball here.
Against Vahiva Aloy, who did get a pull side ground ball in the first, then lined out sharply that way in the third. 2 on.
Inside.
And Aloy takes just off the inside part of the plate. And now there is activity in the Murray State bullpen, and that is the big gun in the pen. The freshman right-hander, Graham Kellum.
You can't leave here without Kellum throwing meaningful innings if you're Dan Skirka. You got to get him ready.
The 1-0. Aloy on the ground towards second. Decker, Cunningham's turn! In time for 2! Arkansas is going to challenge this, but for now, an inning-ending double play.
Berkey, it wasn't the smoothest turn in the world. I don't know if he got him or not. Oh, is he on it? Yeah, I guess he was.
His toe touched it. He's safe.
Did the toe touch the base?
Watch this lunge. I mean, he lunges all he's got to try to get there.
There's a call about at first base. This play is under review.
I can't tell if he got there or not.
He beat it.
Oh, he definitely beat it, but I can't tell if the foot
Right.
got to the bag in time or not. Now, he drug it across it after the ball had gotten in the glove of the first baseman, Mastoni, but
We talk about it all the time. You got to get to the front edge of the base. That is your quickest path, obviously, to being called safe. And this is taking it to a new level here. I mean, the foot is down in plenty of time. It's just a matter of whether that toe's touching the front edge of the base. Looks like it's bent to me there at the front edge.
I'll be honest, I can't tell.
Here
Maybe
it
this
is.
look right
This
here.
is the look. Yeah, he's on
it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Boy, I'd like to see Luke Mastoni give me a little better stretch there, Mikey. Give me a little more out in front there. I think the Racers missed an opportunity to get off the field.
That's a 6'2" frame for Mastoni, and you guys said it wasn't the smoothest turn. We're getting a little sneak peek here from Greg Street.
At the further review, the player at first base is going to be overturned to safe.
So, Vahiva Lloyd did get down on the bag and stays out of 2. And so, there's 2 outs in the inning. Arkansas's got him at the corners, and now Logan Maxwell's coming up in the 3 spot.
Yeah, the feed from Dom Decker, the second baseman, wasn't great over the shortstop. Maybe a little bit extra time on a high throw.
A little soft, a little high.
Yeah, and that was the difference. It looked like the rhythm, the timing was off a little bit by Cunningham coming across because the throw was a little soft, a little high. We'll see if Isaac Silva can work out of a first and third 2-out situation.
He battled in the 3rd and now here in the 5th against Logan Maxwell. Runner goes from first, the pitch a ball, Vierling pumps, and now it's 2nd and 3rd. Arkansas continues to force the issue offensively. Maxwell's got a fly out to left and a fly out to right so far. Silva's 1-0. Maxwell on the ground at Dom Decker, who is up with it, and Isaac Silva does it again. He leaves 2 more, just like he did in the 3rd, and he keeps Murray State within 1 against Gage Wood.
Gage Wood has been doing his thing, and he's been doing it mostly with 2 pitches. That really good breaking ball, about 83 miles an hour, and then 96 top shelf. 97 right there, 96 again, and a good breaking ball. So what you're looking at is about a 13-mile-per-hour difference between fastball and breaking ball. You talk about a tough adjustment. He's not just throwing strikes. He is throwing quality strikes up in the zone. Think about this, 9 strikeouts already, 6 in a row, and has not walked a batter. It is all zeros for the junior Gage Wood.
6th pitcher at the Men's College World Series since 1999 to punch out 6 in a row. Pretty good company that includes the likes of Danny Holtzen of Virginia, top 3 overall pick, and Kumar Rocker. Dom Decker's the cleanup man, 2nd time through, and he struck out looking on 97 his first time, leading off the 2nd. The fastball has been electric. 27 of the 30 so far have been strikes. And of the 20 swings against the fastball, 11 whiffs, 55% whiff rate on the 4-seam fastball.
Berkey, you like comparables. What do you see comparable? I see Spencer Strider.
That's exactly
from Atlanta. That's what I see.
Yep.
I see a little bit of Jack Leiter. Kind of undersized, low release point, and big-time velocity and big-time carry.
If you play for the Heat, just learn how to throw heat like Gage Wood. His 1-2 to Dom Decker. Up and away.
I think the most impressive thing from Wood so far in this ballgame is how many swings and misses he's gotten in the zone. It's one thing if you're throwing a breaking ball and everybody's chasing it. He's getting a bunch of, some of those top shelf fastballs are actually strikes.
That's a top shelf curveball that's a strike. It's 7 Ks in a row and 10 total for Gage Wood.
Yeah, guys, you've been talking a lot about what he's done so far here, but how about the whole season, right? You talked about the injury he had. just 2 starts into the season. I talked to Matt Hobbs yesterday about it, and he said this guy worked so hard to come back. In the fall, he earned that starting spot. He's done everything they've asked and more throughout his tenure at Arkansas. And it was tough when he went down. He said he kind of asked, why me? I've done everything right. Why did I have to deal with this shoulder injury? And then Hobbs told me everyone was looking at that start against Tennessee in the Supers and saying he came out because of X, Y, and Z. We were waiting for this moment to let him unload here. There's no pitch limits. He's got all his stuff back, and this kid has worked so hard to get back on the mound for this moment, Mike.
Sometimes a blessing in disguise. You get injured a little bit like that early in the year. The gas tank is full for him right now, right? He came in this game only 28 innings pitched on the season. So what does that mean? In a time where a lot of pitchers, the gas tank's starting to get a little bit empty, you got a lot of pitches, a lot of innings under your belt. This dude's kind of right in the middle part of the season right now, meaning he is super strong, and he is showing it today.
He's handling everything himself, including that comebacker from Luke Mistoni. It does break up the 7 strikeouts in a row, which since '99, the only other guy to do that here in Omaha was Will Bednar of Mississippi State in 21 against Texas.
Remember that one?
Now Will Vierling again. That is away. Vierling flew out to right field. The best contact we've seen against Gage Wood for Murray State came off Vierling's bat at 102. Louisville transfer.
Wow. That's a banger right there.
Gage Wood's making some money today.
There is no doubt about it. And I just continue to marvel at the amount of strikes he's throwing. There's a split right there. But you're talking, he comes in on the season, he's got 50 Ks and 7 walks to start the day. 7 walks.
And even last year, Berkey, 8 walks in 40 1/3, and he punched out 56. So not only is it elite stuff, he doesn't walk guys either.
Really defensive swings.
That's because he's thrown so many of these hooks. I mean, the thoughts going through your mind, I could get the split finger fastball, I could get the curveball.
He's ripped a couple of sliders just for the heck of it. 2-2. Oh, just buckles. 11 Ks through 5 perfect innings from Gage Wood.
Yeah, y'all can talk about the fastball all you want to, and it's elite, but looks like to me Uncle Charlie was on the pass list for Gage Wood right here. This is a big-time bender right there. Spin him if you got him, kid, and he has got him today.
Still to come tonight, 7 Eastern, here on ESPN. Some more star power, UCLA, and its superstar shortstop, Rock Chalowski, only a sophomore, against LSU and Anthony Ianson, who, Ben, you just saw in his last outing.
Yeah, Anthony Ianson, pretty special. Fastball will tick up to 96, but that's not nearly his best pitch. When he gets that slider going, it's a bullet spin slider, meaning it kind of goes straight down. He's got that big hook behind it as well, and he'll show you an occasional changeup, but 3rd in the country in strikeouts for Ianson. That's going to be a really good matchup tonight.
Meantime, it has been the Gage Wood show, and they're working on his left foot, it appears.
We got a blister.
Line drive, left field, Ryder Helfrich out of the cleanup spot. Couple of strikeouts to start his day, and now a hard hit single to lead off the 6th.
Well, that's making an adjustment. He's really had a hard time against the slider of Isaac Silva in this game, but finally runs into one here, a breaking ball that kind of just hovers in the middle of the plate. We've seen him not quite be able to square up a few of these, but stays down on that one, shoots it into left field, and the Razorbacks have a leadoff base runner.
Yeah, guys, it is a blister, I was told, and I was also told it's going to take a heck of a lot more than a blister to get this guy out of the game, Mike.
Yeah, that's what you would expect from a competitor. Ben, what's a blister do to a pitcher?
I mean, you start to feel it a little bit, too. I mean, there's no way, obviously, he's coming out of the ball game. It's not going to affect what he's doing at all. Put a little Band-Aid on it, wrap it up, and go right back out there again. Just kind of odd that you'd get a blister this time of the year with a set of spikes that are broke in. Maybe it's been a problem for him last couple starts.
Runner goes from first. The pitch a ball. Vierling's throw is high, and another bag for Arkansas. This time from Ryder Helfrich.
Well, they continue to play with the gas pedal down. They haven't been able to cash in on a ton of these, but Ryder Helfrich just a few bags on the season, but the catcher from Arkansas is one of the most athletic backstops in the country. And the Razorbacks now, is that 3 or 4 on the deck?
I got them for 4.
Yeah, 4 stolen bases now for a team that only had 49 coming into the ballgame.
Cam Kojal skies this one to short right. Mercer calls off Decker for out number 1.
Well, that's a miss right there. You get a runner on second, nobody out. Kojal clearly trying to pull the baseball, but a pop-up doesn't allow Helfrich to get to third with less than 2. A situational at bat missed right there. Dave Van Horn not real pleased about that result.
And we're in the 6th inning. I mean, we have sped along, and Isaac Silva has kept this a 1-0 game against perhaps the most talented team in the country.
Yeah, he's walked the tight wire a little bit here, but he's been able to stack some zeros. Been a little bit there in the 3rd inning. Only gave up 1 run. We always talk about runners in scoring position. I like to look at pitchers too. How do they perform in the big moments? How do they perform when they get runners in scoring position? I want to see that number go down, and it does for Silva. He came in, opponents hitting right at 248 off of him on the year, but with runners in scoring position, only 235. So he has a way of elevating his game in the biggest moments.
He now faces Kahio Aloy. Strike 1 pumped in by Silva, who's leading this Cinderella run on a collision with Goliath, the underdog against the highest ranked team left in the field. Vahiva Aloy, the Golden Spikes Award finalist, and the Razorbacks. This comes inside on Kahio Aloy. John Hogarth said on SportsCenter after Murray State won the Super, he said, "We're from Murray, Kentucky, and not many people in the world know where that is. And now you're here on this stage in this ballpark." It's a team in Murray State that was shoveling snow off of its field, which seats 700. Guys were telling us into trash cans earlier this year. John Morant was tweeting about his alma mater, and all the guys on the team saw that and thought that was neat. And they have found their way to the Men's College World Series. 2-2 on Aloy.
Boy, they need the guy that's led them in RBIs to come up with a big swing of the bat. Just 1 ribby so far in the NCAA tournament. And they are just begging for him to bust out of this slump that he's been in really since start of May.
Isaac Silva's 2-2. In on the hands, and a full count with that sinker.
And I don't mind that. We keep talking about Silva. For me, he has to show that fastball occasionally to the inside part of the plate. Speed those bats up a little bit enough to get to your best pitch, which has been that slider kind of down and away.
He's going to it right here, you think, Ben?
I would think so. He's had a lot of confidence in that slider.
3-2. There it is, but it's outside, and Kahio Aloy works a walk against Isaac Silva, and there's 2 on for Arkansas.
Just about every time he's gone fastball in, the pitch behind that's been slider away.
So 81 pitches. Your ace is going his 3rd time through the lineup. And Graham Kellum, Berkey, you said it, you can't get out of here if you're Dan Skirka without throwing him. But Silva's been good. And there's more traffic against him. 3 innings like this one for Silva. 7-spot Brent Iredale, who has a couple of flyouts. He takes the slider at the bottom of the zone.
You talked about it, Ben. He's been walking that tightrope. The Razorbacks have been putting traffic out there. They're just, somebody's hunting that one big swing that gives Gage Wood a little bit of breathing room in this one.
Yeah, they're hunting that mistake, and Silva just needs to stay down and see if he can create a ground ball right here.
0-2 on Iredale. Again, this Murray State team is only the 4th Regional 4 seed to reach the Men's College World Series since we've had this format going back to '99. Only 4 teams, including the Racers, have ended up on this diamond. Oh-2 pitch. Iredale strikes out, and there's 2 away.
Love that right there, huh? Wasn't all the way in, but it was inner third, and he's thrown a lot of sliders in that situation. There's that two-seamer, and he just rips it right to the inner third, and you can see that swing's a little bit tardy on that. Tells me kind of sat there looking off speed was Iredale. He gets that fastball right by him, and a huge strikeout for Silva.
Man, Silva has not blinked in the biggest moments of this ball game. You talk about just going right after Iredale right there.
Senior experience. And you can tell, Berkey, he has got a slow heartbeat on the mound.
Now Reese Robinette takes a strike at the bottom of the zone with the changeup. Robinette doubled and scored. He smoked it in the third inning, leading off at 106. And then he struck out looking on a changeup after he ran it full his next time against Silva. Cut and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Kind of changing up what he's been doing a little bit. A lot of sliders when he got a hit early. Now he's kind of going back to the fastball a little bit.
And his best bolts, 92, 93.
He's throwing him right where he wants to throw him. Now he's got options here. No need to throw a strike here if you don't want to. I like that.
93 in the tank again.
Because Robinette's had good swings, remember, on fastballs, a little bit elevated, and then on the inner third of the plate. That's where you don't want to go with him.
2 on, 2 out in the sixth. Isaac Silva's 1-2. Is down. A good take on the change. Isaac Silva's a leader on this team. Dan Skirka was telling us this morning, a great teammate. Everybody loves him. Keeps it light on game days, but he said an animal on the mound. Silva's 2-2. Just misses, and the count's full.
A couple of really good takes right there by Robinette. Remember now, lefties hitting 272 off of Silva. Left-handers hitting 272. Right-handers only 230.
And some of the damage has come from lefties against Isaac Silva. Chuck Davalon, the RBI single in the third. We mentioned the Robinette double in that third inning as well. Now in the sixth. 2 on, 2 out in the 3-2. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Silva strikes out Robinette and leaves 2 more.
Come on now, Cinderella. If that shoe fits, baby, y'all gonna wear it. That's big time right there.
Murray State beat Duke in an epic in the Super Regionals in Durham, North Carolina, and then returned home to Murray, Kentucky on Tuesday and treated like kings. And what a ride this has been for Cinderella. John Hogarth was saying to us, we're a bunch of guys that kind of got written off, he said, from all our previous stops because of injuries. Or maybe we were told, he said, we weren't good enough. But they've made it here, and they got a 1-run ball game against number 3 Arkansas into the bottom of the 6th. But they don't have a base runner against Gage Wood yet.
Well, as much as this feels like it's been the Gage Wood show and Arkansas's in command of the game.
Comebacker stabbed by Wood on Dan Tocken.
Wood's just one mistake away from being at a tie ball game, and so it's all. Silva's been equally impressive in a different way.
In a different way, right. He's done it a different way.
Looks like that's it for Isaac Silva.
That's what it looks like, and I tell you what, well, against one of the best offenses in the country, he has twirled a gem. And I've been impressed how he's worked out of some jams too, man. That slow heartbeat, he's made some big pitches when he's needed to.
It is 16 up, 16 down for Wood, who only now is about to throw his 70th pitch to the DH in the 8th spot, Charlie Jury. Heater for a strike, still 97 from Wood.
And it makes sense that Murray State would go to the pen. You're about to have the 4th time through for that Arkansas lineup.
Most consecutive batters retired to start a game since '99 here in Omaha. Woods 1-1. Swing and a miss.
It's not softening. The stuff is not lightening up. It's as angry as it's been all day right now.
That's a good word for it. He is pitching angry, and that fastball is angry as it travels toward home plate.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss again. A dozen strikeouts for Gage Wood.
Man, this is crazy. Take a look at these last two pitches right here by Gage Wood. 12 strikeouts on the day. Just an elevated fastball. And again, watch where the swings are. The swings are going to be underneath the baseball. And when it has that kind of low release point and that kind of ride to it, that's where you're going to see the swings. So tough to get on top of that ball.
And now a meeting of high school teammates. Connor Cunningham, the shortstop for Murray State, against Gage Wood. And yeah, check out these guys back home in Batesville, Arkansas in December. Cunningham ran it full against Wood back in the third before he struck out.
Yeah, Mike, same numbers, by the way, same hometown. They didn't play together in high school, but they do work out together sometimes back home and give each other feedback. It's pretty cool, these guys facing each other. Their high school coaches are here today, too.
Inside. 3-0, though, from Gage Wood to Connor Cunningham. Dan Skirka's son, Keegan, here watching. There has not been a base runner yet for Murray State. 3-0 is a strike at 96.
That's some easy gas, too. It's like he's just playing catch and is jumping out Berkey at 96.
3-1. Fouled away, and it's 3-2.
Get to this point, Ben, you got two things going on here. You're in a one-run game, and you've been perfect. Like there's a lot that's going on right here as he battles back from a 3-0 count.
Gage Wood's 3-2 to Cunningham. Swing and a miss! Absolutely electric!
Are you kidding me? Down 3-0, all he does is come back and shove 3 consecutive fastballs to the upper part of the strike zone. And watch this right here. You don't think this kid is fired up? He said, come on, boys, get me a few more runs. Well, the senior right-hander for Murray State out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, put on a show today, folks. It was east to west for the most part. He used that sinker down and in, and he spun that breaking ball right behind him. And what was impressive for me, guys, is he figured out a way to get out of some big moments. When he needed to elevate his game, he did it in a big way. 6 innings of work, 6 hits, only 1 run against one of the best offenses in the country, 2 walks, and 7 big strikeouts for the senior right-hander.
Again, for a program that before this run, guys, hadn't won an NCAA tournament game since 1979. And now here in Omaha. Take a ride into the ballpark with us.
On the Eddie Cam, number 33.
Camera 33. Our newest one and probably our favorite one.
Like it.
All right, here's the freshman with the unflappable heartbeat. Graham Kellum comes on to work, and this guy's been really good. Should say junior from the state of Indiana.
How about the strikeout to walk ratio? How about 60 punch outs and only 43 innings of work with 13 walks to go with it? 9 saves. He is the best they have at the back end of this bullpen. Fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup as well. Fastball is going to be in that low 90s range.
He's facing 9-1-2, starting with Justin Thomas Jr., center fielder who's been aboard twice. What a bounce back from 3-0 from Gage Wood against Connor Cunningham. That's a strike, 2-1. I mean, Wood has been disgusting. 13 strikeouts, the most in a game here in Omaha since Ty Floyd had 17 for LSU in the championship series against Florida in 23. Line drive into left field. That is a base hit again for Justin Thomas. Production out of the 9th spot, and the leadoff man's on as the lineup turns over.
The caboose gang, Justin Thomas Jr. has had a rough tournament until today. 3 for 3. It started with kind of a fortunate one off the pitcher, but since then has struck the ball well. A ground ball between short and third, and now the hardest hit of the day into left field. That'll put a smile to your face. And now Murray State's got to deal with the run game here of Arkansas,
which has been way more active than we've seen.
Yeah, 4 stolen bases. Aloy would have stole another one a couple different times, but we had some foul balls. But they are clearly playing a little different brand of ball on the bases today.
Yeah, 4 bags. That ties the season high in the game already for Arkansas. Now we'll see if Graham Kellum's a little bit quicker to home plate.
Isaac Silva was awesome. And now Graham Kellum, who really turned his season around when the calendar flipped to April. Bouncing ball up the middle, just past the dive of Tom Decker. Thomas goes first to third, and the Hogs have him at the corners in a 1-run game in the 7th.
Boy, Ben, this one could have been 4-6-3, and Dom Decker is look at him, shaded towards the 4-hole there. And traditionally, that ball right at the umpire is an all-day 4-6-3 when you're in double play depth. The modern game, they like to play a little more to the percentages and try to take away that 4-hole. And Charles Davalon's dad fired up to see the Hogs go first to third. Boy, just a game of inches right there.
Yeah, Lucien Davalon loves it. On a second hit, 3rd time aboard for Davalon, and then no swing from Vahiba Aloy.
And for Graham Kellum, this is about minimizing damage here, all right? One's not bad. You give up 1, you can live with that. But you got to stay away from the crooked number.
Dan Skirka has said about Graham Kellum, he's got the slowest heartbeat in America, to the point where Dan Skirka wonders sometimes, hey, do you even care about this? Runner bluffs, and it's caught on and missed by Vahiba Aloy.
Fine line, isn't it? Sometimes you care so much, you go out there and your heart's racing so fast you can't make a pitch. Other times you're so cool that the coach is like, hey man, you dialed in here? It's kind of a big deal. But how about they dogpiled on him in Game 3 of the Super Regional? My man was on the bottom of the pile, got up and closed the game out anyway. You don't have too many stories like that.
I was sitting there watching that. Oh my gosh, you know what's about to happen after that. But it didn't.
Backup breaking ball. Kellum had closed out all 3 games in the regional, and then delivers in the supers as well against Duke. Dan Skirka said what he has done in the postseason, I don't know if I've seen a better performance from anyone at any level. Now against Vahiba Aloy. On the ground, fair ball past the dive of Garner. Thomas scores. Davalon stops at third. Arkansas adds on with Aloy.
Well, you could just feel it coming. The Hogs keep getting runners on base, and at some point, the dam was going to break. And you got to have your stars show up in the biggest moment. The SEC Player of the Year recognizes the hump in that breaking ball, lets it travel just long enough to squeak it down the third base line, and an extra base hit at the biggest of moments. And Arkansas tacks on another and set up for a few more.
Yeah, they had their opportunities, Arkansas. They're only 2 for 10 runners in scoring position going in that inning right there. But that's a big knock with a runner in scoring position. Plates another one.
No.
And now Logan Maxwell with the infield in for Murray State. Single, double off Graham Kellum for the Razorbacks to begin this 7th. Again, this is an elimination game in Omaha. Winner plays tomorrow night against whoever loses tonight between LSU and UCLA. Dan Skirka has engineered an incredible run with this team. Arkansas got a run in the 3rd, another here in the 7th. 1-2 on Logan Maxwell.
I mean, Graham Kellum's got a good fastball. But the scout report says the breaking balls are his bread and butter, both the slider and the curveball. And he needs a big strikeout here in a big way.
1-2. Poke foul. It's a run for Murray State that almost didn't even get off the ground. Game 1 of the conference tournament, they were down 13-7. Now, it was a double elimination format, but they were playing through sleet in Normal, Illinois, and it didn't look like they'd be here in Omaha. 1-2 again. Pulled off the end of the bat into right. Dustin Mercer reaches out, can't make the catch. Davalon scores, and it's 3-0 Razorbacks.
Boy, just a ball hit right off the end of the bat. You see Matt Mercer coming in right there. The ball actually hits in his glove and just falls out. Watch this. I mean, it's in there, and somehow when he touches the ground, it just pops out.
The ground caused the fumble there, Ben. The ground caused the fumble. You got to finish the catch. Man, that's a tough break for the Racers.
They rule it an error on Dustin Mercer. So 3-0 Arkansas, and still nobody out in this top of the 7th.
Feels like a tough error.
That's a tough error.
Picked that one up off the grass, and the ground caused it to come out.
That's an above-average play right there, and it just hits the ground and pops out.
Now all of a sudden, Reese Oakley gets up in the bullpen, the right-hander, one of their trusted pieces. Again, Graham Kellum has been nails for this team. But Arkansas's bats have woken up after they got through Isaac Silva. Cleanup man Ryder Helfrich singled his last time, made the adjustment. And he bunts toward third at Carson Garner, who retires Helfrich. A sac bunt moves Aloy to third and Maxwell to second.
Well, we're seeing this Razorback offense play a little bit differently today, huh?
Sack bunts, stolen bases, moving runners.
Hit and run every now and then.
Ryder Helfrich just a beautiful job here, getting the barrel out in front, keep the bat above the baseball, and angle it down the third base line, make the third baseman charge, and field his position. You can easily advance both runners, and that is textbook sacrifice bunt right there.
I don't know when I've seen the Razorbacks play this much small kind of ball. Like, it's been a minute.
Infield in, and Cam Kojal, the batter. And playing this way in this stadium, especially the way it has played the last few days.
A little different than Baum Walker this time of year.
Yeah, it is.
We saw 2 home runs hit last weekend at Baum Walker at 84 miles an hour. He was jumping there a little bit.
Logan Maxwell couldn't believe he got one of them out. He thought it was a fly out, and he will gladly take it. And then all this support builds for Gage Wood. If you're just joining us, maybe you got some sort of an alert. That's why. Perfect through 6 with 13 strikeouts. 2-1. It's 78 pitches for Gage Wood as well. So he is in a pretty manageable spot.
Yeah, and this long break is not doing him any good at all. You don't mind it, obviously, because they're putting up points on the scoreboard, right? You're getting some runs. But still, when you're in that kind of groove right now, you want to get right back out there and go again. And sometimes sitting for a long time, things are a little bit different when you go back out.
I was about to say, he's like, all right, let's catch these last 2 in, and then
everybody
get me back out there.
Get off the field. let me back on that bump. He's kind of out there on an island by himself. Nobody wants. Berkey, you were probably around some guys in the big leagues, had some games going. You kind of stayed away from them, didn't you?
That's right. Don't even pat him on the backside. Just leave him alone.
What was the Rocket like?
Oh, he had his Rocket little tunnel. He had his whole setup.
That was the Rocket tunnel.
That's right. Leave him alone for sure. He's changing uniforms, bananas, Powerades.
Doing a few push-ups and sit-ups while he's in there waiting.
3-2 locks up Cam Kojal. fastball at the bottom of the zone and a big strikeout for Graham Kellum, and there's 2 down.
Huge. Little front door sinker, it looked like. One of my favorite pitches in baseball right there. If you've got a 2-seam fastball and you can, as a right-hander, you can start it in off the plate to a left-hander and just kind of leak it back over. Most of the time, it is money.
So second and third, 2 outs now in the 7th. 3-0 Arkansas, and here's the 6-hitter, Kahio Aloy. First team All-SEC, and that is called a strike to the sophomore from Hawaii. Strikeout, fly-out, walk for Kahio. Bouncer foul, and it's quickly 0-2.
It's been tough sledding again. This is such a talented young hitter, somebody that, again, led the league in RBIs in the Southeastern Conference, but it has just not been quite as consistent here down the stretch, but you just feel like he still has a few more big moments in him.
Are you seeing anything, Berkey, mechanically that's caused him to be a little bit off right now?
Well, he's missed the breaking ball regularly, right? People are just staying away, speeding him up, and then slowing him down and getting him to chase. And I think the hardest part he's had to do is really make and force the opponent to throw him a strike.
2 strikes on him here in the 1-2. Bouncing ball foul down the third base line.
Like once you're that big and scary and have that much kind of bat speed and doing that kind of damage, at some point people are just going to say, you know what, we're okay with walking you. But if you're not going to take your walks, then stuff can kind of spin sideways on you. And I think that's probably been his biggest issue here down the stretch.
And that was a hanging breaking ball, and he just barely got a little piece of it. You throw a good breaking ball down and away, you're probably going to get him.
Graham Kellum's 1-2 is a fastball lifted to right. Dustin Mercer's there, and the inning's over. 2 more runs for Gage Wood, and check out these numbers. Perfect through 6. He has struck out 13 of the 18 that he's faced, and we go to another inning for Wood in the bottom of the 7th. Something special has been unfolding here at Charles Schwab Field as we come out of the stretch into the bottom of the 7th at the Men's College World Series. Win or go home. You got Arkansas, powerhouse program, superstars all over the place, talent and depth against Cinderella, a regional 4 seed in Murray State. Gage Wood is not allowed a base runner, and now he's up 3-0. This pitch is lifted in the air to left by John Hogart toward the corner, and that is foul from the Murray State leadoff man. Longest perfect game bid in a Men's College World Series game since at least 1999. It's as far back as play-by-play data is available. Hogart has a flyout to right and a strikeout on a heater up.
Well, this is the guy, right? This is the guy that's been coming up with big swings all postseason, really all season long for the Racers. I feel like if it's going to happen, Hogart's going to be the guy.
He had 3 hits Saturday and has 22 home runs. Fastball just missed. Wow. 2-1.
I love watching Hogart hit. Berkey, there's not a whole lot of movement. It's nice and simple. He just kind of gets his foot down. Not a whole lot of movement, like he's in a good, ready position to hit. Look how simple and quiet it is.
He's a really impressive young man. We told you, redshirt senior, who said the other day that he thought at one point he was done with baseball. He'd done junior college. He had gone to Louisiana Tech. He had a nerve issue in his shoulder. And he said he was debating on packing up the cleats and never touching them again when Dan Skirka tried recruiting him for a 3rd time. And now in a couple of seasons at Murray State, he's been excellent. He's getting his 3rd look at Gage Wood, whose 2-2 pitch is cut on and missed. 14 strikeouts for Wood.
I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's just like, here's my best, see if you can hit it. And nobody's been able to do it so far.
just keeps living right there at the top of the ladder.
Look, and he's not losing anything either. I mean, it's still 97 he's pumping in there. 84 pitches in, he's not lost a thing.
Dustin Mercer has punched out twice on a curveball and on a fastball. That just misses with a breaking ball to Mercer. Most strikeouts in a 9-inning men's college World Series game ever is 17. That was back in 1972 by Ed Bain.
Yeah, Ed Bain was pretty good. And Ty Floyd struck out how many?
17.
17. Or was it 16? I know there's a bunch of them. It had a teen in it, I know that.
Just say ish.
Yeah.
That was 17 to win extra innings.
That's right.
Just up and away at 98. 2-2 on the 87th pitch. He's got 98. It's already an Arkansas record for strikeouts in a men's college World Series game. Program record in any game is 17. That's fouled away. Good fight from Mercer.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Gage Wood was projected in the MLB draft, but wherever it was, it's going up a notch or two today.
Well, most people have had him in the top 30 pick, like clearly a first-round pick. You got some people scrambling to change those projections right now, I'd say.
Mercer bounces it to short at Vahiva Aloy on target, and there's 2 down in the 7th.
There you go, Gage. Let your infield play a little bit. More democratic. Share the ball a little bit. Can't strike everybody out.
The last time he made someone else defensively make a play was the 2nd inning. He had handled 2 comebackers across the 5th and 6th.
That's what I'm saying, man. Let your shortstop touch it every once in a while.
I mean, if you look at the stat book, Arkansas has the best fielding percentage in the entire country. For what I let the boys play a little bit.
That's right. That's right.
Now the 3-man Carson Garner. First pitch swinging, stabbed by Robinette. Inning over. If something's going to happen, you need moments like that.
If you're going to keep it perfect, the defense has got to play a part. Reese Robinette gets a really tough hop here on this last bounce. Stay with it, young fella. Tell the pitcher to put on the brakes. The Arkansas first baseman showing some nifty glove work. We're perfect through 7, folks.
3-0 Arkansas in this elimination game against Murray State, down on the diamond, and the story all day has been Gage Wood. Perfect through 7 with 14 strikeouts on 90 pitches.
Off the foot. I don't know where it went. There it is.
This is Brent Iredale leading off. All right, so NCAA tournament history. There's never been a perfect game. There have been 8 no-hitters. That's in the entirety of the tournament. When you whittle it down to just the Men's College World Series, 2 no-hitters, one in 1950, the other in 1960. Lifted in the air to right center by Iredale as Mercer goes back and makes the catch for the first out for Graham Kellum here in the 8th. For fans just tuning in, maybe they've been getting the alerts, hearing what's going on. The story with Gage Wood today has been what?
Dominance. I mean, I don't ever remember a performance like this. I mean, it's just been, and we talked a lot about the fastball, and the fastball to me has been outstanding, but I think what's made the fastball so good is his ability to land the breaking ball, throw some good bangers. He throw that little change-up, little splitter behind it as well occasionally. I mean, he's just filled up the zone.
Yeah, I would say it would be the efficiency with which he's dominated. We've seen dominant performances, but never, I can't remember at this level of efficiency and strike throwing.
Yeah, and he's doing it against a team, too, that's averaged 10 runs per game in the NCAA tournament. They have been a really solid offense as Murray State.
He's thrown 90 pitches through 7. Career high pitch total is 91 a couple weeks ago. 2-1 on Reese Robinette, who doubled and scored back in the 3rd. Now, you mentioned this, Ben, fresh arm, because he missed 2 months with a little shoulder impingement earlier this year.
Yeah, I mean, you hate it at the time, right? You never like to go down and miss time, especially in your draft year, right? It's so important. But sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Because I remember pitching here in Omaha and just the tank was empty, like there just wasn't a whole lot there. And I'd like to kind of rewind back 2 months earlier when everything felt really good before the innings started to pile up and the pitches started to pile up. And so it's been a blessing for him. There's no doubt about that, because he is at his best right now.
Robinette strikes out. There's 2 down. Sunday Night Baseball series finale is the Mets and the Phillies. 7 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage starts at 6 Eastern with Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown for the Mets, who have the best record in the National League.
Yeah. I think they got the best pitching staff, too. I mean, it's been about their, obviously their offense is good, but that pitching staff has been elite.
They had injury question marks in the rotation going back to spring training. All right, Justin Thomas has had 3 hits out of the 9th spot for Arkansas, who's put up these 3 runs, 1 in the 3rd and 2 in the 7th. They're the highest remaining ranked team left playing college baseball. We got 7 left in the country, down to 6 after this one. Arkansas, the preseason number 5, got as high as number 1 in early April. First 2 months of the season, they had only lost 3 games. Finished 2nd in the SEC, a couple of games behind Texas, and 1 game in front of LSU and Vandy. And this team, Dave Van Horn, wanted to get here, knew how talented it was, and knows how hard it is in this day and age to get here.
Yeah, Dave Van Horn told us this morning, maybe the most, and that's a mouthful, but he said maybe the most talented team I've ever had.
Well, so many things have to come together just to get here, much less win the whole thing. And nobody knows that better than him. He's been here 10 times. And so I think the relief when you know you have the horses to get here sometimes is more than the joy.
Yeah, and what's been impressive for me about Arkansas, they've had some big-time injuries throughout the year. I mean, they had some guys go down. They came back. They missed some guys. They just stayed the course. Dave Van Horn does it again.
And everyone's steering clear of Gage Wood. Fan blowing, had a blister on his left foot earlier, but that has not slowed him down at all. Kellum's 3-2. Thomas lines it over second into right center field. And how about a 4-hit day for Justin Thomas out of the 9th spot?
JT Jr. having himself a ball game. Man, and it's been special there. Never has had a 4-hit game. Well, you can check that box now, young man. How about a 4-hit game at the College World Series? A day he will never forget.
The guy came in hitting, what, 273 out of the 9 hole, a 4-for-4 day. See how aggressive he's going to be.
The Hogs have been running today, facing elimination and just trying to create offense. Thomas takes off. The pitch is a strike. Vierling's throw. Got him. Will Vierling delivers a strike to throw out Justin Thomas Jr. and get Murray State off the field. Gage Wood, 90 pitches deep into his day, is perfect through 7 and is back out for the 8th after this. Gage Wood took them out today with the best swing and miss 4-seam fastball in college baseball. And nothing that's happened in the last 2 hours tells you anything different. But he's had it all going today. 91 pitches into his day, bottom of the 8th inning, and he's been perfect as he faces 4, 5, and 6, starting with Dom Decker. Couple Ks for Decker, both times looking up the ladder.
Dom Decker from Silver Creek High School, Southern Indiana, getting his chance at history right here.
Decker's teammates call him Tony Gwynn for just putting the ball in play.
Away.
Wow, that just missed, and it's 2-1 on Decker from Wood. His parents, Brian and Cassidy, are watching intently. Brian and Cassidy Wood.
I bet they hadn't changed seats yet.
Well, he had his chances there, Ben. right? Ahead in the count. You know, he's had a couple of ahead in the count fastballs here in this AB, and just consistently the racers have just not been able to get the barrel out in front of home plate.
Your eyes just deceive you. I mean, you expect it to come down like the thousands of balls you have hit.
Oh, the breaking ball gets away and hits Dom Decker.
First one of the day, just yanks a breaking ball. Great job by Decker. Hold your ground there. Don't you dare move that back foot. Mom and kid, she cannot believe it.
That breaking ball had a little bit different shape. Most of them been kind of going down. That ball, see, that's a tradition. That's the one he's been throwing right there. It's more of a downer. That one had a lot of right to left in it, so it just had a little bit different shape, and that's what ended up costing Wood. Because he kind of started in the same place he's been starting the other one. That one just kind of moved more to the left.
This is Luke Mastoni, the only racer who hasn't struck out. And he lines this one foul. 6 Murray State batters have struck out twice. Mastoni is grounded to second and grounded back to Wood in the 5th.
And if you're Gage Wood, you got to lock right back in here. I mean, it's not like it's 9-0. It's 3-0. Tie and run on the deck circle. You can't let this snowball at all. Lock back in. Continue to do what you've been doing.
This one popped up right behind home plate for Ryder Helfrich to make the catch for out number 1.
That's not an easy play. You got to get all the way back to the back edge. You got a sun beating down on you, and he tracks this thing. Get rid of the mask. Track this thing right to the wall.
I like that. See a lot of catchers kind of overrun those balls because, you know, the ball goes up around home plate. What's it going to do? It's spinning back towards the field of play. He caught that ball out in front of him and worked his way to it.
Now Will Vierling, who's had the hardest contact off of Wood with a flyout to right all the way back in the 2nd inning. Came off Vierling's bat at 102 miles an hour. This will be the 100th pitch, the most in the career of Gage Wood. And an 0-1. Cut on and missed, and it's 0-2, and he's still got 97. Woods 0-2. Up the ladder for 15.
He's strutting around, isn't he? And why not? Well, you get to the point now, if you're a pitcher, you're starting to smell the finish line. He is smelling it.
His folks, Chastity and Brian Gould, you just saw here watching their son absolutely shove. Now Dan Talkin in the 7th spot. Strikeout and a comeback or ground out. First pitch swinging and still an untouchable fastball. 23-year-old redshirt senior, 2nd year at Murray State. Played a year at Albany as well. Big and strong. Facing Wood. Cut and a miss, and it's 0-2.
And he shook twice to get to that fastball. He wanted the old number 1 right there. I'm telling you, he is feeling it, and he is smelling that finish line. He coming back again, top shelf right here. Fastball just above the top of the zone.
A little timeout here by Talkin. Gage Wood not having it. He's not having it. He got a smile on his face. He is not. Look at that little wry grin.
This might be 99. This could be the fastest fastball of the day.
A wry smile and some spit in the direction of home plate after the timeout from Talkin. Pitch number 104. In the 8th inning from Gage Wood. The 0-2. Fouled back by Talkin, and it was 98.
He took a peek at the scoreboard there too, Ben. I think he wanted to know how hard he let that one go. A little extra gather at the top of the mound.
He wanted that ball just about 6 inches higher than that. If he gets it up just a little bit more than that, it's a swing and a miss.
Gage Wood's 0-2. Sweet 16!
I can't believe what I'm seeing, guys. I can't. You talk about carrying your stuff. A big-time punch-out looking, and Gage Wood's got that chest sticking out right now.
Not even blisters and timeouts taken by the offense can stop Gage Wood, who was fiery, coming off the mound with that strut and that scream, with his parents watching at the end of 8 no-hit innings at the Men's College World Series. This is absolutely legendary in every way. Elimination game, backs against the wall against Cinderella, and Gage Wood has been dominant.
And he's needed to be, too. Because we got a tight ball game.
3-0 Razorbacks. They got a run in the third, 2 in the 7th against Stan Skirka and Cinderella. Murray State, from all of 17,000 people in Murray, Kentucky, 700 can fit in their ballpark. Chuck Davalon fouls it away, and it's 0-2. Gage Wood probably not happy about that breaking ball that got away to break up his perfecto.
That dude is amped up, isn't he?
And you see Ryder Helfrich there with him. Let's not forget, Ryder Helfrich calls the game.
Yep.
And you got a sophomore catcher and a college pitcher out there twirling near perfection here through 8. It's talk about legendary. You can't discount what the backstop has done, Ryder Helfrich, to help navigate Gage Wood to this point.
And they've pretty much been on the same page. You've seen a few shakeoffs here and there, but that's normal.
Graham Kellum misses away 1-2 on Chuck Davalon. And again, for the casual fan just tuning in the college game, that is very rare for the catcher to call it.
Very, very rare. And they spend a ton of time educating, teaching, coaching, correcting, but when the games start, they let their catcher call the game.
Davalon strikes out against Kellum, and there's 1 away in the top of the 9th. And that's Ryder Helfrich right there. Came in a huge prospect and has had a breakout sophomore season behind the plate with the bat. And Matt Hobbs, the pitching coach for Arkansas, will tell you, along with Dave Van Horn, that what he does stealing strikes back there, they haven't needed that today, but is worth 15 runs in their entire season. Almost worth a full run of ERA with the numbers they crunch under their model. Here's Vahiva Aloy, SEC Player of the Year, Golden Spikes Award finalist. This was a 1-0 game into the 7th. Gage Wood has rightly drawn so many of the headlines, but the other part of this is Murray State has just hung around throughout, and they got a gem of a different variety from that guy, Isaac Silva, one of their best starters. On the ground to short at Connor Cunningham, who stays down. 2 down. Men's College World Series action continues all week here in Omaha, and the championship series starts on Saturday. For more info, go to NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Yeah, remember Murray State got down, 6-0 to UCLA, and came back and made a game out of it, had a chance at the end.
Neat moment here for Kendall Diggs. He came on to run in the 7th for Logan Maxwell in the 3 spot. He's been playing right field, and now he bats for the first time. A guy who's been around a while, arrived as a big recruit, has battled injury, and bats here in the top of the 9th. While Gage Wood waits. He'll have 8, 9, and 1 for Murray State.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Kendall Diggs was one of their most productive hitters, but injury, some other players coming on the scene, and he is taking more of a secondary role. So neat moment for him to get a bat here at the College World Series.
While Gage Wood continues to wait for Arkansas. 105 pitches, already a career high, well above the 91 that was his previous career high 2 weeks ago. 2-2. Graham Kellum deals. Swing and a miss. Strikes out 2 in a 1-2-3 top of the 9th, but all eyes are on this man. The junior from the state of Arkansas, Gage Wood, has been spectacular. 3 outs away from only the 3rd no-hitter in Men's College World Series history. This is the 78th Men's College World Series. There have been 2 no-hitters ever. Jim Erler in 1950 for Texas, and Jim Wixon 10 years later in 1960 for Oklahoma State. In 1950 was the first time they played here in Omaha. This is now the 75th year of this event in Omaha, Nebraska, and Gage Wood is 3 outs away from history against 8-9-1. Pinch hitter here is in the 8th spot in the lineup. Nico Bermeo, a grad student from Chicago and a Division III transfer who is a grinder, his teammates were telling us. Wood has had a fabulous fastball all day. On the ground, foul, and it's 0-2. Is that a cutter?
That's a first, and I don't remember a cutter all day long. Maybe a couple of them, but not many. And clearly his 3rd best pitch. I'm kind of surprised with that.
Gage Wood's 0-2.
Nope.
Up high and no chase. If you're just joining us, this is the best 4-seam fastball in college baseball.
Stick with that one, Gage.
Dance with the one that brought you.
Pitch number 109 from the junior right-hander. Bermeo stays alive.
97.
Bermeo looks like he's ready for the fight off the bench. Almost shot one down the line there. The first hack looked, just missed that one.
1-2. Comes up and in and hits Bermeo to get aboard. So 2 hit batters the last 2 innings to the leadoff men, and now we're going to get the umpires to come together here.
Well, Ryder Helfrich for Arkansas, the catcher, thought that Bermeo may have stuck his elbow out there.
Arkansas is challenging a call a hit by pitch. This play is under further review.
The rule is this in college baseball: if the batter is judged to intentionally make a movement to be hit by a pitch, it's a strike. In this case, that would mean a strikeout. So did he intentionally move to be hit?
I mean, you're allowed to turn your back to the ball, aren't you, Ben?
Yes, you are.
I mean, I'm allowed to turn.
But you see that last move right there? He definitely turned. I'm okay with that, but watch the last move. Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one right there.
Ball's inside the batter's box, and he's turning his back.
Gage Wood is like all of you and all of us. He's looking up at the video board as they just flashed replays on the big screen. It's a unique rule in college baseball. It flares up, it feels like, at some point every season where we're talking about it.
In a weird way, I'm glad this wouldn't be the perfect game on the line here, right?
Right.
The fact that that's already over with, you're not sitting here trying to split hairs over a perfect game in the 9th. I just feel like that call stands.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if there is enough there to overturn that.
It's probably one where however it gets called on the field is how it ends up.
I agree.
So for a guy who has not pitched with runners aboard, except for in that last inning.
After further review, the batter is going to be out for being intentional.
Wow! 17 18 strikeouts for Gage Wood, and he's 2 outs away.
I didn't see that one coming. And Dan Skirka is not happy about it.
That is such a big call. In a lot of ways, that's a huge call. Murray State needing base runners. They thought they had one.
Again, if you're just joining us, super significant not just to Gage Wood, but to Murray State's Cinderella season. This is an elimination game, double elimination format at the Men's College World Series. Loser of this one goes home and packs up. And Dan Skirka has captivated the baseball world the last few weeks, engineering a 4-seed out of a regional in Murray State through a regional on the big stage against the likes of Ole Miss, against Duke in a super, and now here against maybe the most talented team in the country and a first-round pick for sure in Gage Wood. Wow. And now Gage Wood is going to face a guy he knows very well in Connor Cunningham. Same town, same high school, couple of years apart. First pitch, a strike at the top of the zone. Cunningham ran it full in the third against Wood before he struck out on a heater up. Struck out on a heater up as well in the sixth.
Breaking ball's been a little wobbly here lately, Ben.
Not quite as sharp.
That's out.
That's out. You can hear from the home plate umpire, and it's 2-1. Pitch number 114 from Gage Wood. Is a 2-1. Cunningham cuts through it. The shift on. Ahead of the 2-2 to Connor Cunningham. From Gage Wood. Swing and a miss! 18 strikeouts for Gage Wood.
Berkey, I'm not sure he needs that breaking ball right now. The old number 1 is might all he needs right now.
He has set the program record for strikeouts in a game. Now back to the top, he will face Murray State's best and its leader in John Hogart, the 5th-year senior. Up high, ball 1. The 1-0. Hogart tips it foul off the home plate umpire, Brian DeBrouwer. Cassidy and Brian Gould here watching their son, Gage Wood. Wood shakes Helfrich. The 1-1 is a strike, and it's 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss! Greatness from Gage! A no-hitter! in the history over 78 years of this event, and the first in 65 years.
I don't know what to say. I've never seen anything like that before. Not here at the College World Series. I mean, it was dominant from the very first pitch. We knew it was special. The first pitch came out of his hand. And I felt like he did it pretty much with the fastball the last couple of innings. As you mentioned, Berkey, the curveball really wasn't there. But are you kidding me? 19 strikeouts, 119 pitches on the day, and a no-hitter for Gage Wood.
And on the other side, at the end of a storybook season for Murray State. A Cinderella that captured America's hearts, but they ran into Gage Wood today. A program record 19 strikeouts, the second most ever at the Men's College World Series, and the most ever in a 9-inning game.
And a hug for Connor Cunningham in front of the dugout. How special is that? What a day. And throughout his moment, he wants to go over there and share it with a hometown pal. What a performance by Gage Wood.
Electric. Danny.
Hey, you just came over here, gave a hug to Connor Cunningham. Why?
Because, I mean, I work out with that guy in the off season, and, you know, like, I mean, I didn't expect to see him here. I mean, and, like, I got to play against him, you know. He got there a year late than from when I graduated, but, I mean, I work out with that guy in the off season. You know, he's a grinder. He works his tail off every day, and he's my scramble buddy, too, and, I mean, I'm looking forward to working with him every off season going forward. You know, he's going to be he's going to get drafted one day. You know, he's a solid shortstop. I think he was freshman of the year for them. So, of course, I'm going to go over there and talk to my guy. Like, I mean, I'm on cloud 9 and their season ended, but, you know, I mean, I'm going to go tell him I love him. Great job, and keep working.
You just threw the third no-hitter in the history of this event. How do you describe your emotions?
I shouldn't have hit the guy. That's it. That's all I got to say.
When did you realize something special was happening?
I mean, I didn't throw a pitch out of the stretch for a while, and I was like, oh.
And your fastball, how did that feel to you?
Man, it was coming out pretty good, it felt like today. I mean, it's nice and warm, so I was feeling pretty good.
Your family's here watching. We saw pictures of them and their emotions. How meaningful have they been to you in your journey?
I mean, they're everything. You know, they sacrifice a lot of time and money and everything to take me all over the country to play baseball. You know, and I can't thank them enough. And even my high school coaches that are here right now, and my high school strength coach, I wouldn't be where I am today without Bryce Holmes.
Yeah, you're an Arkansas kid. You're representing Arkansas. What's this program meant to you?
It's everything, you know. I mean, it's the only thing I'm focused on. We got to keep winning. You know, we want the whole thing.
Hey, last one in this elimination game. Dave Van Horn has talked to you guys about how bad he wants this for you. What does he mean to you in this program?
I mean, it's everything. You know, like everybody says, like there's one thing missing in that trophy room of his. You know, he's going to go down as one of the baseball legends, and every day we're working to get that for him.
Congratulations.
We're going to give up quick.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys.
Danny, I shouldn't have hit the guy. That's what's on his mind after the third no-hitter ever at this event. A 2-2 breaking ball. The only thing that stood in the way from perfection, but man, that was the stuff of legend from Gage Wood.
And in his moment, all he wants to do is shine the light on a opponent, somebody from his hometown. I mean, he spent 30 seconds giving Connor Cunningham's resume, and he didn't really care to speak about his own performance.
So cool.
That is so cool, man. What a moment.
And what's lost in all this, too, is the fact that Arkansas has got to come back and win a lot of ball games. They need to save as many bullets as they could. And the kid, not only does he throw a no-hitter, not only do they win the ball game, but he is the only pitcher. He starts, he finishes what he started, and he saves some bullets in that Arkansas bullpen. And so the Razorback folks, look out.
Simply unreal. They want a speech from Gage Wood.
Not every day you call one you'll never forget. We just did, boys.
You guys did just enough. And,
Who do you think the Capital One rewarding performance is?
Give you one guess. Who could it be?
A program record 19 strikeouts. The first individual 9-inning no-hitter for the program since 1996. And only the third here at the Men's College World Series. Jim Erler threw the first in 1950 for Texas. Said years later, I felt like I was on the moon after I pitched that game. Said he was proud later on because there was only one other fellow, he said, to accomplish it in the past 50 years. Well, 65 years passed since the last, and Gage Wood just made history.
It truly was epic. I mean, it was as dominant, as efficient, as explosive, as memorable of a moment as you will ever see from a college pitcher on a huge stage.
So, Ben, you said it. I mean, they saved the bullpen 119 pitches because of Gage Wood. A team trying to win 4 games in 4 days after losing its opener on Saturday against LSU.
Yeah, he did exactly what he needed to do. I mean, that's what they have to do is go out and win ball games, and he needed to save some bullets, and he did.
For Ben McDonald, Chris Burke, and our entire crew behind the scenes, Mike Monaco saying so long from Omaha, Nebraska. Gage Wood was spectacular. Wood gets the no-hitter at the Men's College World Series for Arkansas, the third ever in Omaha.